welcome to another episode of Funjelah. On this episode, we have my dear friend Katie Cazorla, who shares with us her journey of going from sleeping in her car to owning multiple businesses. We share a lot of laughs, some tears. She gives us some insight, some wisdom for anybody trying to start their own business. She's just an incredible person, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this episode. Very inspiring. Also, if you haven't left us a review yet, press pause right now on this podcast. Go to Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. Tell everybody why you love this podcast, which is your favorite episode, or for a new listener, tell them which episode you think they should start with, and just get the word out and go leave us a review. 5 stars. Thanks. Okay, bye. Okay, but not bye yet. Go to my website, Anjelah.com. I'm on tour, the family reunion tour. See when I'm coming to a city near you. Grab your tickets. Come and see me on tour. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, subscribe, all the things, and enjoy this episode. Oh, don't forget, if you want to call me or leave me an email, tell me what you're grateful for, or tell me what you're mad about these days. Give me your matitude or your gratitude. Danielle, tell them where they can do that.
Yeah, so if you want to leave a voicemail, call us at 747-300-5380, or you can go to Anjelah.com, and there is a form there that you can fill out, or simply email funjelahpodcast@gmail.com.
There it is. So contact us, tell us your matitude and gratitude. And now, enjoy this episode with my friend, Katie Cazorla. Okay, so where are you doing?
I am doing Silver Legacy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Laugh Factory. So there are 8 shows, and I don't know why I chose 4th of July week. But Jeremy's up there. Jeremy Renner, and he's my bestie.
Your bestie, yeah.
So
that's good. You guys spend some time together.
I know. It's always fun because he's like, his life is crazy. And he's doing his foster kid camp.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
He has a foundation called Renovation. And it's 100 foster children from the Reno, Tahoe, Truckee area that would never have an opportunity to do these like super fun things.
How cool.
So they get to canoe and see the most incredible fireworks. And they all get their own backpacks with sleeping bags and goodies and new shoes. And I know, he's incredible. Cool. And he just got done doing Mara Kingstown and Knives Out.
Wow.
The new Knives Out, which is coming out. I know.
What a dude.
I know. And he was like dead 2 years ago.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Hey, do you want something to drink? I forgot to ask you.
Oh my God, I would love water.
Yeah, do you want sparkling still?
Oh.
What do you want?
Okay, this is fancy.
Do you want a coffee? What do you want?
I'll just do regular plain water.
Okay. Plain water, please.
Could you imagine?
There's a glass right above the microwave there, Danielle.
Oh my God, am I like all sweaty? I was like sweating, you guys.
You're good.
And I need to get Botox. I normally do it on my birthday, but I think I'm like past the age of once a year. I think it's now 2 times a year.
When's your birthday?
September 14th. When's your birthday?
May 14th. And Rosie's June 14th.
What? Oh my God, how's Rosie?
Perfect. She finally just fell asleep.
Oh, wait, how old is she?
2. She just turned 2, June 14th.
She's 2?
Yeah. Where have you been?
I mean, I try to follow. I'm like, she speaks 2 languages. It's like unbelievable. I thought she was like, I don't know. I don't know when kids, I know nothing about children.
I know. Yeah.
It's like,
I didn't either.
Yeah. People are giving Emily, what's her name? No, John Mulaney's wife.
Yeah. Yeah. Her name just slipped my brain because it slipped your brain. It was contagious. Brain slipping.
Made a comment.
What's her name?
She used to date Brett Ratner.
What's her name, Danielle?
Don't look it up. We'll get dementia. You have to really challenge me.
You'll get dementia. Don't look it up. We'll get dementia. Hold on. Her name is Olivia Munn.
Yeah. See?
Correct.
So good.
She would be so good at game night.
Yes, I'm not going to get dementia.
Me on the other hand, no hope. Yeah, she said something about Miss Rachel. And she's getting death threats now.
That's stupid. That's so dumb.
And I'm like, who's Miss Rachel?
Okay. Well, Miss Rachel, it goes Jesus. She's real high up there. Jesus, and then like Miss Rachel.
You're like, Jesus, God, Miss Rachel.
We're big Miss Rach fans over here.
Wait, it's a lady who sings?
She's like she has her YouTube channel, and she makes, now she's on Netflix. She got her own Netflix show too with her show. It's basically her show that she does on YouTube. They picked it up on Netflix because it's incredible, and she teaches kids.
She probably has like billions of views and just cashes in.
Yeah. 100%.
The YouTube platform, I have a friend who's a producer for them. When we were talking about Funny Business, my show, he goes, "Are you sure you don't want to do this on YouTube?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Don't say no like that.
Yeah.
Let me show you what some of the people make on here." And I was like, "What?"
Oh my God. Share with me info.
Oh my God.
I mean, can you talk about it on the podcast, or just text me later?
Text you later. That's going to have to be an off the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And I was like, damn it. Because I already signed my deal. And I was like, looking at my little producer fees and my little fees. And I'm thinking, well, this is really good. $5,000 for this, blah, blah, blah. And then the YouTube money, he's like, yeah. And so then this month he made $1 million. And I'm going, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
What did I sign? So we'll see,
Well, when do they start production on your show?
So right now we have to figure out who is going to be on the show.
Okay. So it's like a documentary.
Yeah, it's a docuseries called Funny Business. And it's the main hub is the Kookaburra Lounge. So it's all things revolve around that, whether it's chaos with, shows like today, canceling, or trying to get comics to be on time for shows, which is really fun. And, my staff and just running the business.
I feel like, listen, we need to start from the beginning, actually, because it's like, well, what's Kookaburra Lounge? But before we can say what's Kookaburra Lounge, we need to know, like, all things Katie. I wanted you to be on this podcast specifically because you have such an incredible story that I have told to people. Like, when I'm in conversation with people and I'm trying to, like, encourage someone or inspire someone, I start telling them your story.
Oh my God.
You have such an incredible story. And so before we get into that, we do Maditudes and Gratitudes over here. So my Maditude right now is this fly that is like...
Oh my God, almost.
I almost got it. There's a fly flying around in here. That is my current Maditude right now. We're in a new studio space.
It's really
I think
nice
might have left
here.
the door open too long. I don't know. Okay, that's my Maditude.
I see it.
So we do Maditudes and Gratitudes. Let's start off with a Maditude, get it out there, and then let's move into Gratitude because I know you're going to have so much gratitude throughout your story as you tell us. So Maditude first. What's the thing that's making you mad these days, getting on your nerves?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I try to wake up and be joyous every day that I lived. And not be mad about things. And it's really hard because I own a business, and right now is not the greatest climate in Los Angeles with everything that's happening. And I'm mad that we're so divided in life with, I don't want people to ever have to take my side, but just see my side. And I think right now I'm mad because people aren't being a little bit more open about actually hearing and seeing. They're just watching one thing and they're believing it, and that's the way it is. And it's really hindering, relationships, tourism, people spending money, people traveling. People are scared. It's a really bad climate right now. And I just re-signed my lease. So I'm a little mad, trying to find joy. Yeah.
I get it, man. It's like, I don't know the pressure it takes being a business owner, and especially in the kind of business that you're in, running a restaurant, lounge, club, you know what I mean? It's like constant shows. It's not just a restaurant. You have a calendar to keep, to book, different acts, different kinds of shows. It's a very cool space that you have. And I can't even imagine the kind of pressure just in a good climate to keep that going, let alone right now where it's like people are scared to come here.
Oh, new news too. As I was starting my day today, I do the booking, I do the, bills, I do the marketing, everything, social media, website. It's crazy. And every time I hire someone to try to help me, I find myself having to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. But this morning I had an offer on Mind, Body, and Salt. I own this little salt spa, and I had it for 5 years. Can't run both, have no time to live or breathe or sleep. And so I had an offer before. It took 2 months. They pulled out. Then another person came in. She loved it. I'm ready. I want to make an offer. I held it for her and did not take 2 other people's offers. They walked away. This morning she texted me.
No.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately, I'm going to go in a different direction.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it was like a good chunk of change that like was really needed. Yeah. So I just was like, and I'm like, don't cry. Don't start your day like this. Things are going to get better. And then of course everyone's like, hey, can you pay me for this? Hey, can you? And I'm like, oh my God, like Jesus, take the wheel. Like literally. Yeah. So this is the second time this has happened in 3 months. So I of course had to go to all the backup offers. Are you still interested? Can we do walkthroughs? And I'm like, and I'm leaving tomorrow. So I'm like,
oh man.
I know. I just try to like I always think someone has it way worse than me. And I remember when I first moved to LA, I had it way worse. And I think back at that time and I'm like, I have food, I have air conditioning, I have a place to live. I have cute things. I'm happy. This is just a bump in the road that is going to get better.
Yeah. Totally. I think you hit it on the head though when you remind yourself of where you came from. Sometimes that shift in perspective, which is why we talk about gratitude here, is because it really does help your situation, your mental health, and changing your perspective. So let's talk about your story and let's shift that even for you in this moment. Like obviously the reality is all these things are happening. The lady pulled out. You have to, find somebody to come in and look at it and take another offer while you're about to leave and go do 8 shows and you're managing all this and that and whatever. And then 2 shows canceled and blah, 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 blah. Like you got a lot. Like that's reality.
Whose life is that?
Right. But let's go ahead and shift it into gratitude and let that gratitude do its magic, and all of a sudden things start falling into place.
I think so. I always say that your attitude is what gets you through everything, because I know people that like they wake up and they choose just to be like, oh, today's gonna be crazy, or I know it's gonna be crazy for me, but I chose it. No one's forcing me to do this life. I could be one of those people. It's like, I'm just going to day drink and shop. Yeah. I could do that. Yeah. But I would be very bored. Yeah. Yeah. I can't even get a massage. Like, honestly, when someone will gift it to me because I never do like spa stuff. And I'll never forget I was getting a massage. And the first like 5 minutes, I was like, oh, I need this. And after like 15 minutes, I was like, how much longer is this gonna go? Because I was like, I got things to do. And she's like, it's only been 15 minutes.
You're like, can you hand me my phone?
I did do that underneath. I was like, and she's like, you're very tense. I'm like, am I? I'm on a beach, like in the middle of Mexico. There's no one around. And it's a little hot. She was giving me a massage. And I was like, underneath, like looking through.
It's like we get addicted to that cortisol rush. Yeah. We get addicted to that fight or flight. You get addicted to that. We don't even realize it.
That's so bad for you too. Oh yeah. They say it takes its toll on your health and all this stuff. And I'm like, everyone told me like, you need to get at least 8 hours of sleep. You have to get 8 hours of sleep. And I get like maybe 3 to 4 and then I'll be awake. And then I'll take like a little morning nap. So it's like maybe 4 to 5 altogether. And I feel great. Wow. That's all I need. I've been like that since I was a child. Oh, okay. Like, all the other kids would be sleeping and my mom's like, please, God, fall asleep. And I'd be like, all night long, And she's like, I don't know what is wrong with my child. And then a study just came out and they said that some people do not require that. Yeah. They just don't need it. Yeah. And I was like, hello, I've been saying this for years. I think this is probably the first glass of water I've had in like a week.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All these people with their Stanley cups. I'm like, is there an apocalypse? Like, why? What are you, like a working mule? Why do you need that?
That's my first I'm a thirsty gal. I am always thirsty.
That's why, okay, this is a true story. Okay, so you guys know the singer Babyface, right? Yeah. Okay. He's a friend of me and Walter, my husband, and he's a really great guy. We actually all did a charity together, remember, a long time ago?
Yeah, years ago.
And he told me, he was like, yeah, I never drink water either. I'm not like a water drinker. And he started like dating someone or was married to somebody, I don't know, that was like, you need to drink more water. And she would always pressure him to drink more water. So he started drinking more water. And now he tells me he's always thirsty. And he used to never be thirsty. See, it's a trick. I'm just saying. It's a trick. It's like, I don't know what they're doing, but like, I never need water. I only needed it today because I was like moving stuff and it's 5,000 degrees out.
Yeah. Do you drink anything throughout the day?
I'll drink like coffee, you know, a lot of
cocktails.
Yeah, cocktails. I mean, it's hard. I own a bar. So it's like the people will come in and be like, hey, we have these new wines or we have these new whatever. And
like, fine, pour me a glass.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess I'll try a cocktail at 3 in the afternoon. But yeah, I'll just do like cocktails and sometimes sparkling water I like.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I really don't drink water like ever. The ice in my drink is water. It melts. Think about that. It's water.
Yeah.
Coffee, water.
I mean, yeah. Iced tea started as water, I guess. It was water, and then they put the tea bag, and now.
Yeah. I guess technically every drink has water in it.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Thank you. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Point proof. All right, kids at home, that's your life. Everything has water in it.
Where did you move here from, and when did you move here?
I moved here in 1999 because I did a stand-up comedy competition and I ended up winning it. So I was like, I'm going to LA. And I drove out here in 1999 in my Toyota Paseo. It was a hatchback. It had 2 doors. It looked like a hood of a car with 4 wheels. And I was like, I'm going to make it. And then
from where?
From Elmira, New York. It's like a prison town in upstate New York.
Oh, and you drove all the way here?
Drove the whole way.
In your little hatchback?
In my hatchback.
Wowzer.
I know. It was crazy. It was really fun.
So you won the stand-up competition in New York?
In LA. Oh. I flew out here.
Okay.
Did this competition. I had to do like a monologue and then this other thing. And Rosie O'Donnell was one of the judges.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, you need to go to the Comedy Store and blah, blah, blah. And I went to the Comedy Store. I was 20 years old. And I had to audition, and Mitzi was there, and Louis Anderson was there. And he was like, you know what? You remind me of Roseanne Barr. And I remember thinking, oh, that is like the biggest compliment. Because back then she was like, huge.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm staying in LA. And I did this belly room show for like 5 years with Judah Freelander. Remember Judah Freelander?
Yeah.
So fun. And it was called, it was karaoke, and it was comedy and karaoke.
Yeah, I remember this.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And it was like $5 to get in, and Mitzi let me keep the money in a cigar box she gave me. And it was so fun. And we just ran this show forever. The comics would have to do their set and then sing a karaoke song. And it was like at like 1 a.m. So it was just debauchery up there.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I moved from there to Dublin's and Laugh Factory, and it just kind of took off from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you moved here to do stand-up, but you're a business owner, entrepreneur. Walk us through the story of your nail salon but where you started and the foreshadowing of like all of that whole season of your life. Like, where were you? What were you going through when all that was happening? And then cut to,
Yeah. I mean, you know the story about my first business ever, right? So back in the day in LA, there was no cell phone computers. Like, you had to like use a book called the Thomas Guide, and like it was just crazy. So I remember driving around. I didn't have a place to live. I was sleeping in the Bally's Total Fitness parking lot, and I would roll these towels up in my windows so you can see light in. And then I would shower in the gym and then just try to look for work and an apartment. And it was hard because you couldn't get an apartment if you didn't have a job. But I couldn't get a job because in the application, I had no address.
Yeah.
So I was in this like limbo, horrible state. And my first...
So you're sleeping in the parking lot at Bally's.
It's now, I think, like a LA Fitness. But yeah.
Yeah.
And Gower. It's crazy. It was a quarter.
That's why you picked that one, because it was only a quarter at night.
I always had a quarter. And I wouldn't get murdered. So that was probably part of it. But yeah, I would listen to tapes and like do my nails, and it would like calm me down and make me not scared.
Did you tell your family that you were living out of your car?
I think they thought I was staying in like hotels, but I had like gone through that money because I got roped into some like scammy business where it was like, I pulled one of those things off a telephone pole where it was like, make extra money, thousands a week. And I ordered, it was like, are you outgoing and fun at parties? And I was like, yes, yes, I am. Right. And I was like, it was like, call this number and low investment. And I was like, okay, I can do this. And I'll never forget. I wanted to cry. Right. So I went to the gym, asked them if I could get something shipped there, and they were kind of hesitant, but I was like, please. And I made friends with everybody who worked there, and they were like, okay. And so I got this, it was Party Tricks or something. This whole big box showed up. And mind you, I'm living in my car, so my car is like packed to the brim of just crap and stuff in garbage bags and whatever. And it was a box of like sex toys and dildos, like, but like gag ones. So they were like oversized, see-through, rubber, hot pink dildos. I was like, I had never seen that in my life. I'm from out of town that doesn't have like a sex toy shop. Like, I was like, what do you even do with this? Right?
And you just got the gym employees to let you get your package there, and you're opening it.
I was opening it. I was like, oh my God. I'll never forget this guy named Scott. He was a personal trainer there. He's like, oh my God, what is that? I was like, I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, I was mortified. So I took like all this stuff and I jammed it in the back of my Paseo. Now, mind you, like it was like so crammed in there that the box was open. You could see it from the outside, just looking through. And I was like, okay, I'm going to book a party, like a bachelorette party, and I'm going to, sell these sex toys and make all this money. And as I'm going to this party, it was in Glendale. Okay. So I'm like thumbing through my Thomas guide, like Glendale is like T1A4, like trying to figure it out. And I had hit the brakes by accident, and this truck hit me from behind, not like terribly hard, but enough where it punched open my hatchback. Oh no. And this is to the entrance to the freeway. So I'm like on a hill. The box falls out. And all these dildos go flying onto the freeway. And I was like, oh my God, my investment. It was like all the money I had in the world. My investment. And the guy behind me was like, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, get my dildos. Get my dildos. I was like crying and sweating. I'm like, my dildos. It was so awful. And he was like, I don't understand. I'm like, pick up my dildos. And he's like grabbing these dildos are getting dirty, rocks like embedded in them. And he's gathering all these crazy oversized dildos on the freeway. By the time I got it, he's like, I'm so sorry.
Actually grabbing them though.
He helped me.
He's like, let me help you.
I felt so bad. He probably was like a gardener or something. He had like a work truck with like leaf blowers. He barely spoke English. And I was like, grab my dildos. He was like, so small. Carrying all these dildos. Anyway, so he gets them all and he like shoves them into my car. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, don't worry about it. I didn't even care because there's no damage. It was like my license plate was like bent in. I didn't care about the car. And I was able to shut the hatchback down. So I was like, don't worry. And he was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I sped to the bachelorette party. And by the time I got there, they were like, the mother of the girl whose party it was so mad at me. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And when I opened the package, she was like, oh my God, are these used? And I was like, they fell out of my car on the freeway. And it was like, I was shaking, holding dirty dildos. And it was like, and I knew, I was like, I'm not cut out for the sex toy business. So that was like my foray at it. I think I just donated them to Goodwill. But I was like, they had like rocks embedded in them.
Oh no.
Yeah, like leaves and brush stuck to them. So
oh no.
Yeah. So that was my first go at entrepreneurship. I should have listened to the signs back then.
Never give up on your dreams, guys.
Never give up. I mean, you think I would like name my business something like, Dirty Dildo LLC, but I didn't,
Yeah.
I don't know. So that was my first go. And then,
Dill don't.
Dill don't. Dill don't,
Dill don't do it. Dill.
Corporation.
Yeah.
Dill don't incorporate.
No, Dill don't know.
Dill don't know if it's going to be a good one, guys. Oh my God. So yeah, that's kind of where it all started.
Yeah.
And then, but I gave it another go, obviously. I dill do.
I dill did.
I dill did it. Oh my God. Oh God. So then, then I took a break, was doing comedy. And then when I turned 30, I was like, I need to get my life together because it's hard being a stand-up comic. It's, sets, and then some don't pay. Here's $10, here's $30. But
here's some fries.
Yeah, here's some fries. I owe for parking. I then bought drinks, and then I owed money. And I was like, what kind of job is this? I'm leaving with a deficit from where I worked. Yeah. So I said, you know what? I've always loved getting my nails done, and it made me feel good when I was living in my car to paint my nails. It was calming, and I felt worthy. Like I felt pretty. So I say that with naked nails right now, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to go to nail school. I'm going to start a whole new career, and I'm going to do really pretty like a nail bar, because that didn't exist back then. It was all like kind of like chop shoppy and a little weird. So I thought, I'm going to try something different. And I went to nail school, and things kind of took off from there. Opened my first nail salon, and it became like a celebrity mecca. It was like Vanessa Hudgens would come in, and Lisa Rinna, and the Carney Wilson, and everybody in like the Valley. Ashley
How did
Tisdale,
they hear about you?
I don't know. One person said something, then they would tell another person, and it just became this.
What was the name of the salon?
The Painted Nail.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah. I remember we talked about it, and you're like, just one nail?
Yeah.
Not nails, just nail. But Walter, my husband, came up with the name because we were watching The Painted Veil one night, the movie. And he was like, oh, you should call it The Painted Nail. And I looked it up, and it was available. And I was like, I love this name. So I ran that for a few years, got a television show out of it called Nail Files, which is available. I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Probably.
Or they moved it up. Maybe it's on like Amazon or something. I saw it the other day, and Walter and I were like, let's watch it. And we were like so young and skinny, and we're like, oh my God. I was like, look at that waistline. But we thought it was so cute because it's like our home videos.
Yeah.
And then I thought, wow, things have not changed. We are the same, and it's so fun. And I'm just now in a different world. So it went nail salon, and then I did like almost 10 years of that. Sold it. And then decided, you know what, I'm going to go back into comedy. And I kind of went back into comedy on the show and booked a show called Stand Up in Stilettos. Do you remember that show?
Tell me about it.
Okay, so Kate, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. She has red hair. Not Flanagan. Kate, she's a comic. She was on The Office.
Oh. I know.
I can't believe I'm blanking. She was the host of the show.
Host?
Oh my God, is it perimenopause? Does that make you like just dumb and gain weight and just forget your whole life?
Yeah.
Kate Flannery.
Kate Flannery. Oh my God. Oh, I love her. Anyways, so she was the host of the show, and it was like each show was 3 stand-up comedians, women in stilettos. So I was on a show with
oh my God, I could never do it.
Rachel.
My ankles are too weak for that show.
I gotta tell you, whenever I see Nikki Glaser do stand-up, I'm like, God bless her.
How?
An hour?
I can't even.
Stilettos?
Girl, I went to dinner the other night. It wasn't even a stiletto. It was just like a chunky heel, like that.
Oh, I can run in those.
And when I put it on just to try on, I was like, should I wear this purse or this purse? And I walked from my room to the other room to go show Alita, our nanny. And I was like, which one should I wear? By the time I came back with 2 different options, I was like, ooh, this hurts. That's all I could do.
You've trained your feet for flats. It's true.
Oh, I have.
And pandemic, I think, has ruined it for a lot of women. Because you didn't wear heels for think about it, for over a year. And then all of a sudden you're trying to jam your foot into a So-Kate Louboutin. Good luck.
I could never wear heels, but that is true. A whole year. That makes a lot of sense.
A whole year. You've trained your feet.
You already weren't really wearing them before that.
Right. But then I for sure stopped wearing them. That's true.
It's just, I mean, I almost thought about like, I looked at my shoe collection. It's a little Imelda Marcos. I'm not going to lie. Like, she needs to purge. But I looked in there and some of the shoes are just so outrageous. I'm like, I am 47. Who is going to wear that hooker ass shoe out? Like, where am I wearing that? To a business meeting with like our buyers? Like, oh, I just go in like a 10-inch black, shoe that's like, I can't. It's time to let go.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a closet purge, but I think I'm going to let go of 100 pairs of Louboutins, and the money that I make from it, I'm going to donate to 2 animal charities that I'm on the board of.
Nice.
Right? Don't you think it's like, I mean,
love that for you.
Keep a little bit, like some of the money I'll donate. Yeah.
I'll keep a little bit.
I have to like replenish.
Yeah.
I can't just strip it bare and then go to Marshall's and hope I find something good.
Listen, I'm a good person, but I can't also be in need. Okay.
Yes, you give and then you get. You know what I'm saying?
One for you, one for me.
Right.
Yes.
Wait, okay, so when did you open your nail salon at the W?
Okay, so I did one in Sherman Oaks, and then 3 years later, I did the one at the W. I almost did Miami. Thank God that I didn't do that. Then I did the W Hotel. I was there for 5 years. And then the next door came open because they were trying to open a cupcake shop for like something like 3 years. And it became like a homeless hangout, and it was awful for our business. Or unhoused, sorry. Because it was so hidden that they could like go in there and do all kinds of craziness. And we were having like kids parties and things like that. And you could see, and I'm like, so finally made the offer. I love tea. Let me put like a really fun tea house in here. And they loved the idea. And we had this like fun little tea house. And then I had that in the nail salon and my other nail salon. And then I started filming Second Wives Club. So this is another show that I got, docuseries. It's supposed to be about women who are married to successful men. That could be their second or third wife. I'm a fourth. I know. Fourth and final. Otherwise, he's a creep. He can't go younger than me. I mean, his daughter's like 4 years younger than me. Otherwise, he is creepy. So,
shout out, Walter. We love you.
I know. We love you, Judy. But so I ended up doing Second Wives Club, but come to find out that the show, all the women on the show, like none of them really did anything. And I was like, wait, this is not the premise of the show. I got the show because I kept being asked to do Housewives of Beverly Hills. And Walter was like, no, I'm not doing that show, because he's working with Barbra Streisand and all these people. And I finally, after like 4 years of them asking, and we knew some people on there, he's like, okay, you can go do it. Have fun. And in the middle of my interview, they're like, okay, so would you get along with Kyle Richards? And who do you know on the show? I'm like, well, Lisa Rinna and Harry are friends of ours, blah, blah. In the middle of the show, they're like, okay, thank you so much. In the middle of the interview, and I was like, oh, I must have like totally blew it. So I go to get up, and I was like, all right, thanks. Like ready to cry. I walk out, and they're like, we have another show. We want you to be on it. And I was like, you're just going to give me the show? They're like, yes. We think you're perfect for it. It's like a younger version of Housewives. And I was like, yeah. And then we'll come to find out, it was like, okay, so we're going to day drink today and we're going to shop. I'm like, I own 3 businesses. Yeah. I thought this was about women who are holding their own, married to successful men. And I was like, I'm just going to make the best of this show then. So of course I was like the crazy running around. Everyone's like glammed up to go hiking. I'm like, that's not real life. Who puts on lashes to hike? Like, it would be melting.
You have your canteen with your cocktail in it.
Yes, I did. I wore a sports bra one time. We were doing something. Oh, yeah, we had some stupid thing like roller skate. I'm like, I'm an adult. I can't do things that like I could injure myself. I have responsibility. I'm not going to snowboard. I'm not going to go roller skating, but I did. And they're like, oh, and there's no drinks. And I was like, oh, so a sober activity where I could die? I'm like, that's not for me. So I wore a sports bra. It's called a wine rack, and it holds booze inside of it, and up through the
Stop.
There's a little clear straw. So I'd be like,
oh my God.
I'm like, this is so fun. Like stumbling.
We should hike more often.
I love hiking.
Stop it.
I know. I think I put like a Bartles and James in my boobs. I don't know.
Okay. Also, side note, quick detail that you left out is your W nail salon that you opened is across the street from the parking lot you used to sleep in.
Oh, that's so true. Yes. And before they built everything up, it was just still a parking lot. And when my employees would be like, late or just a little reckless on their phones, just doing things where I'm like, please, let's make this team work. I would be like, do you see that parking lot over there? I lived in that parking lot. Because I never want people to think because you're married to somebody who may do well, I don't use his money. I worked my whole life for this business. I worked 4 jobs. I ended up working at Bally's. I was a personal trainer. Literally, that's how I was able to get my first apartment. Because I was working at Bally's, and then I got my cash, $600. Can you imagine that's what it took to get an apartment here?
Wow.
$600? I don't even, that doesn't get you anything.
No.
It's not even a car payment in LA anymore.
No.
It isn't. Even. That's like insurance for your car. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Not in California, actually. Not anymore.
Not anymore. You're right. So I got cash. I was able to get an apartment. And then I worked, as a karaoke host at Dimples, karaoke host at Barney's. I worked at
Dimples, R.I.P.
Remember Dimples? Yeah. Oh my God. And the guy was such a creepster. He'd always touch my butt, and I had to deal with sexual harassment. But I was like, I need this job. So I was like, oh, fine. He used to call me a rugrat. He'd be like, listen, rugrat, there's gum underneath the table. And I was the shortest one that could get under there.
No.
So he would make me pick gum from under the table.
Ew.
Yep. These are the things I did. And meanwhile, I have, some employees that come in late and they're like, oh, I only slept 10 hours. And I need to and I've worked more than 2 days this week and it's stifling my creativity. And I'm like,
okay.
If there was a war, we're losing.
Yeah.
We're losing. If this generation is fighting in our war, they'd be triggered by everything.
Yeah.
So it's a little different. But all those jobs, I think, prepared me to just be kind of a tough as nails.
Yeah.
That's what I should have called my business.
Tough as nails.
Oh my God, it's such a good name.
Oh
That's
my
good.
God.
Tough as nails, right?
Your next nail salon you open.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Who knows, right? No, but Tough as Nails, that is good.
That's good.
Maybe that's the name maybe that's my book.
That's your book. That's for
the
sure
book.
your book. Nobody steal it. That's her book. Copyright.
Yeah. I'm going to file it as soon as I leave here.
She's going to nail file it.
Yeah. I will absolutely do it.
It is also the name of a TV show, but we'll look past that.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Tough as Nails?
Yeah. It's the host of Amazing Race. He also does that show.
Oh.
Okay,
it's
but
an outdoor show.
Is his
it's different, though.
Nails that you do or nails that you hammer?
Yeah.
So it's different.
It is different.
It's different.
Because that's why when I was trademarking the painted nail, I had to go through different, avenues of they're like, well, nail is in what? I'm like, not a hardware store. Because they were like, there's a hardware store that sounds close to that is trademarked. Oh. But it was about paint and nails.
Different.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Which is
okay.
kind of
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
too.
That is cool.
But it was logged under hardware and hardware supplies.
Okay.
And I was like, this is beauty and beauty store, beauty salon. So I was able to get my trademark passed that way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It could work.
okay, so you
It
went
could work.
from your nail salons, and then what happens? You take a break and you do stand
Started
up.
going into comedy. Yep.
Okay.
And then with High Society, the tea shop I had, I ended up selling it. Get this. Think about the timeline. December of 2019.
Wow.
I sold it.
Wow.
And then, of course, January 2020, it's like, what's happening? People are getting sick. And then pandemic came. So it was like that money I lived off of throughout the entire pandemic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sucks for that person you sold it to. But.
She never opened.
Oh,
I know.
poor
I
thing.
know. It ended up being like an acai bowl place. And I'm like, I mean, I do like those places, but I'm like, ugh, no soul.
What? Okay, so then keep going with the timeline. Where are we now?
Oh, so then I started getting back into stand-up. Oh, during the pandemic, though, this is crazy. So everyone remembers it was like chaotic, right?
Yeah.
And of course, I go into stand-up. I get my own show at the Laugh Factory, which you did the first one.
I did, yes.
Yes, it was so fun. It was 4 women, 1 guy. So they could see what it's like to be, the single woman on the lineup all the time. Yeah. And of course, it was Jay Moore was the guy. And he was like, what's going on here? I was like, a really good show. It was like you, Kira Sultanovich, Eleanor Kerrigan, all great. Jesse May Peluso, I think, was on it. But and then of course, the pandemic hits, and then they're like, you can do Zoom comedy, and I was like, oh my God, I'm like strangle myself with a mic cord. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta be creative, and I had all these nail products in storage, and I'm like, you know what? People can't go out and do their nails. Let's revive it. So I came up with this thing called Happy Hour Shop Show, where we could all have fun cocktails and do our nails, and they could buy the at-home nail kit because it's one coat. 30 seconds dry.
I remember I got that kit from you.
Yeah. I think everything I do, I just like give to everybody. Like, here you go. So it was the Color Flash. And I ended up doing extremely well, became one of their top shows. And then their platform took off. So they have now Oprah on there.
What platform is this?
It's called Talk Shop Live. Okay. It's incredible. It's now
so you would do your nails on like a live stream, and people would join you and do their nails, like a Zoom, like you can see everyone.
You can't see everybody, so it would be like a television, like think like a QVC or HSN, but everyone can chat with each other.
Oh, cute!
So people started making friends in the chat.
Oh, that's fun.
Like there'd be like Rhonda 77 and June whatever. She'd be like, "Hey girl, blah 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 blah. What are you drinking? Oh, I'm doing prosecco or whatever." And it was like this whole community to help us, with our. Honestly, our mental health during that time. And then once the pandemic was over, I kind of stepped back, went back into comedy, and then started running my shows at the Laugh Factory. So it kind of just, I still have my channel, and now it's coming back around. They are huge now. They went from like a couple shows to Garth Brooks did his album release, Trisha Yearwood, Dolly Parton's been on 9 times. Their shows are insane. They have like 2 million live viewers.
Wow.
And their shows, what they make are incredible. Paul McCartney was on there, Oprah, Matthew McConaughey, people with cookbooks, celebrity chefs, a book. Anytime you do a book, you go on Talk Shop Live. It's incredible. Then you sign and they send and or you can do the book insert and then your publisher sends it out with the insert. So they're so dialed in. They're with the record companies, with the publishers, with different huge brands, Walmart Plus, Target, all of that. So I think for me, they've grown so much, and I've now gone back to them. They're able to do alcohol sales. So we've got something fun in the works that we're going to do at Kookaburra Lounge, my comedy and music club. And then the Labubu, I'm going to be the first person to launch the Labubu on the TalkShop.live channel, which is like beyond.
Wild. Labubu, if you're not familiar.
Oh, yeah, you have to open it. It hasn't been opened. I mean, the box has, but not the Labubu.
This is Labubu. How this creator got this to pop off like that? Okay, I don't want to do something wrong.
No, you can open it.
Okay. I don't know the rules.
Yeah, so it's a blind box, so you never know what you're going to get. And, soy milk.
Oh, what does that mean?
Oh my God, soy milk is so cute. So
I got soy milk, you guys. Tell me.
Okay,
these,
so
please.
it's based off like a Nordic fairy tale, I think, where it's like these almost like think like Mon Qui Qui or troll dolls, like that kind of craze. Okay. And Lisa from the K-pop group Blackpink had one, like she has them on her bags. And all of a sudden, they start blowing up. And Pop Mart is the official reseller of that or retailer of that. Okay. And they were selling out in seconds. Wow. Seconds.
Because she wore them on her bag.
She wore them on her bag. So right now, they're absolutely impossible to find. You can find Lafufus, which are like the fake ones.
Yes, I've seen that.
But the Labubu has a scanner on the box and on its tag. So
that's how you know it's real.
That's how you know it's real. So when you scan it, it brings you to the Pop Mart website and it has its own little, like a birth certificate.
Yeah. Like a Cabbage Patch doll.
Yes. Remember the craze of that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where Tickle Me Elmos, people were like trampling each other.
I mean, the Beanie Babies.
Oh yeah, Beanie Babies too. The Princess Diana Beanie Baby.
Oh, I have it. I still have it.
Stop.
Okay,
it's in my attic somewhere.
That's actually worth money. That one is worth money.
Call my dad.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah, tell Coach Roach about that one.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Wrap
Can
it
you
up.
imagine being that singer girl knowing that you just made this person a billionaire?
$1.6 billion.
You just made this person.
And like how many? I'm sure there's so many brands too that have been like Lisa, wear this, do this.
Oh, yeah.
Can you get like
she did it for free.
And it's kind of like the same thing. Like, I mean, I feel like people react the same way when like a Kardashian, carries something.
I'm curious.
It's like so insane.
What made her first put this on her bag? Like, why did
that's
she
the thing.
first do that?
Who knows? But now I just found out that Louis Vuitton is launching their own bag charms. Well, I mean, they're going to be like in the thousands. Fendi, they had those little bag charms, and they were like $500 or $600. But these Labubus, the retail I think was $37.99. They're going for like $100+.
Wow.
I mean, there definitely has been. I've noticed bag charms have had like a real moment. Like it's like
they're having a huge moment right now.
It's very popular, trendy thing to do right now.
Bigger than a charm. This is a stuffed animal.
It is a stuffed animal.
I actually have soy milk on my bag right now. I loved it. I wanted that one so
How
bad.
many are there?
Okay, so there's right now we're gonna launch 3 collections on there. They're called V1, V2, V3. Exciting Macaron is the first. I think it's Have a Seat is the second, and then Big Energy, which people are losing their minds over. What? But Exciting Macarons
a whole
are
new language.
Yeah, they're so fun. And then there's a thing called a Zimomo, which is like a Labubu that's like this big. They're going for over $1,000. I have 4
What do you do
coming.
with that? That's just a stuffed animal at that point.
So they're considered collectibles.
Okay.
They're for people who like Funko Pop things and like the Pokemon cards and collectibles. They're not like something you would play with, but I mean, people do. Yeah. You could do whatever you want. People are blinging them out. They're getting their nails done. Wow. They're taking them to the salon with them and getting their teeth blinged out and getting their nails done.
Like on the
gel nails. Hold on.
Yeah.
I see a collab happening.
I know.
With your channel.
Yes. So that's one of the things we're going to do. I have the nail pod that is a tiny 1 nail light. So we're going to do giveaways on that day for Labubu sized gel nail kits.
Oh my God. It's going to be incredible.
Isn't that so fun? And
your business is
I know.
Unreal.
Isn't that so fun though?
That is so cool.
But it's like fun. I look at it like this. It feels so good as a person to make your own money. Yeah. It feels great. Yes. Do we have accounts and things we share together? Yes. But do we have our own accounts as well? Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's my fun girl money. You know what I'm saying? Like if I go to Vegas with my girlfriends, I'm going to blow it out in the slot machine. So I'm not going to be like, oh, can I have some money? Like, no. I don't need to ask for anything.
Yeah.
It's my world. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever people are like, oh, well, I got to ask my wife. I'm like, what? For what? What is it, your mommy? Like, go. You do what you want to do. We are adults. That's why it works. We've been together 20 years.
Wow.
Because I don't have to ask my daddy for stuff. Like I just go do Like I'll be like, I'm going to, whatever this weekend. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, is everything, good at the club? And I'm like, yep, bye. I love you.
See ya.
See you when I get back. Don't
I have
text
a
or call.
question. Hilarious. And that's how you make it to 20 years, you guys.
Yeah.
When you come up with a new business idea, is Walter like, oh no, here we go again? Or is he like, yeah, clearly you know what you're doing?
Yes. Okay. So sometimes I've had some really like terrible ideas. And what I do for every single idea, and I strongly suggest this to anyone who has an idea, okay? First of all, look and see if it exists somewhere else. That's number one. Just do that first because you're not the first person that came up with this idea. And then secondly, if somebody did come up with it, find a way, another angle to make it your own. And then number 3, what is it going to cost you to get it started? Your licensing, whether it's a DBA from your LLC or whatever, or you're starting the corporation. And then what is your inventory going to cost? How are you going to finance it? What are you going to sell it for? And then what's your profit? And then see if all that time is going to be worth the end game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I did it with all of this and I was like, we're doing it. It's a little bit of a gamble because the prices, it's like stocks right now. They're going up and down and up and down. And right now they're so hot that I'm like, I'm doing it, And plus I have inventory from other stuff that I can creatively bundle.
Yeah.
But there's been ideas that I've had that I'm like, this sounds like so much fun. But then I look at like the end game. I'm like, oh, is it really worth it for $3,000?
Yeah.
To do like 2 months worth of work. I'm like, if I break that down in an 8-hour day, I'm like, that's That's $6 an hour.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Okay. Tell everybody about, this is one of your businesses that I'm so intrigued by. Please tell everybody about your storage. You guys finding treasures, buying storage units.
Oh.
You guys do like store tours?
Okay, so that was a while ago.
Yeah.
That was okay. So there's online. This is a great way for people to make money that just don't know what to do or like how to start a business or whatever. There are things called online auctions. Okay, you can go on there and you can find things that people return to either Amazon or storage units, things like that. Because some people just forget, and there are thousands of storage units that people don't pay the bill and they forget, and they only give you, I think, like 30 days, and then it goes to auction. Yeah. So you can find treasures in there.
Please tell us some of the treasures you found.
Okay, some of the treasures I think, one of them was an online auction. It was back stock of my own product from Shop NBC, which was
Stop.
Yes. And I was like,
how did you find it?
Okay, this is crazy. A guy was at a port in Miami, texted me a photo, and he goes, "Is this your product?" It was 7 pallets.
Oh my God.
A pallet is,
Yeah, it's huge.
is pretty big. 7 that go, 6 feet high. My product is like tiny. So I'm thinking, what is in there? And he was like, I don't really know, whatever. So I contacted the auction house, and the guy didn't know who he was talking to. He thought I was a random buyer. And I was like, well, he's like, this is worth, $198,000 worth of product.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that's crazy. Somebody must have done a big buy at one of the conventions I was at and then never launched like half the product, which once it's out of my hands, you paid me, bye.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, well, I need to get that product back. I don't want to go into like Big Lots or some shit. Like, that's
what product was it?
It was nail kits.
Okay.
And I'm like, those kits go for $99. I need to get them back.
Yeah.
I don't want them in, bargain basement dollar crap websites. So finally I said, I'll pay you $5,000 for all the things. He's like, not a chance, blah, blah, blah. So I went and docked all of my prices on my website personally and took pictures. I put it up for like 5 minutes. Went like this, took pictures. I go, this stuff doesn't even sell for over $1 on the website, and send it back. I go, so at most it's like $3,000 worth of product. And he's like, all right, $5,000, but you have to pay $1,000 for shipping. Put it in writing, signed the deal, went back on, changed all the prices back to retail. And like 7 days later, 7 pallets shows up of all my products.
You are so savage. I love it.
So I basically did one trade show, made like, trade shows are really great. I did just single ones, like the women's trade show in downtown LA. The booth was so cheap. I think it was like $100 for a booth, which is unheard of. They're like 10 grand in Vegas.
Yeah.
It was like $100. I ended up selling, I think, like 12 or 14 grand in those 2 days. So I doubled my money, but I sold the kits I was like half off at the trade show.
Yeah.
$50, and I let people pick free gel polishes. And I still have like thousands of these kits.
Wow.
So I've made my money back, so I can just give them away for free if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I've made my money back.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going to bundle them back up and do the Labubu kits.
Nice.
Incredible.
See?
So
I'll be able
smart.
to sell the product and get rid of it and just I call it fun money.
Yeah.
I love that.
Or emergency fund money.
Sure.
Which is not fun. There's a D on the end.
Yeah.
Funjelah. That's
that exactly. Stop. That's incredible.
Isn't that crazy? So auction sites, you can find anything. And if you are like I go in hard, and I like, if I was what is it? I think it's because my dad is North African French. So he's like Moroccan, Algerian, and French. And there's that like cutthroat mentality where it's like, to me, when someone says no, I'm like, there's a possibility.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yes. No means not yet.
They say no, you're like, are you flirting with me?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, ooh, it's going to be so fun.
Wait, okay, tell me some of the other treasures you found that are not you.
Oh, okay. So besides that whole lot, which was crazy, Records, we've gotten records, like incredible records, record collections, which is always kind of sad because you're like, oh my God, somebody like must have gone through that.
Yeah.
So much kitchen. It's always kitchen things. We found a whole thing of those, what's the all-clad, all-copper stuff. Oh my God, just crazy.
Wow.
Equipment, just random things.
Didn't you find a car?
No.
I thought that was you who...
Car, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I thought it was you. Maybe I'm thinking somebody else who... It was like a G-Wagon or something, like a souped up G-Wagon or something. Was that not you?
Oh my God, no. No, I mean, Jeremy got one off auction. He still has it.
It's Jeremy's.
Oh, yeah,
you told me that story.
G-Wagon.
Yes.
I know, because I was like, give it to me.
Yeah.
Like, you're rich. You don't
Yeah.
He has like 300 cars for real. He has his own, like,
Whoa.
in Reno, he has like his own hangars of cars.
Wow.
Yeah, he has like trucks and his actual, during his accident, the first responder vehicles, one of them was one he owned. Can you believe that? Yes. He like donates.
He's like, I cannot die in my own
vehicle. Yeah. So, I mean, there's like crazy things. He is really good at auctions. He'll find like Bentleys and he got the G-Wagon off there. And I think it's like a AMG, like the really expensive one. He got it for like nothing and it's worth an insane amount of money. Police auctions.
Oh, yeah.
Police auctions.
Yeah, I remember Manny and I went to your guys' storage unit.
Oh my God, was that not crazy?
Insane.
It's like treasures. It's now gone down. It's gone down because we've, a lot of things have sold. But, and plus I'm like crazy busy with like everything else that I just, I don't really take the time.
Yeah.
But there's so many sites now where you can go on and find great things. That, you really have to be dedicated to it. And there's so many sites like Facebook Marketplace, and which is full of lafufus, don't be fooled. And then what's another one that I thought about the other day that I saw? Oh, Nextdoor. People are always doing like Nextdoor. You know that app?
Yeah,
really?
the neighborhood app.
Oh my God, it's
People
like
are posting stuff on there?
It's so unhinged. I had to like delete it. Somebody actually lost their Labubu and put it as an emergency on there.
Oh, I think I saw you post about that.
Yeah, I posted. I was
Instagram.
like, and Walter texted me and snapshot his alert, and he wrote WTF underneath it. I was like, delete the app. It's either, oh my God, there's a coyote. We're like, we obviously.
Yeah.
Like, you live in the hills. That's where they live too. Yeah. Stop alerting us. We know they live here.
Stop alerting us.
Oh my God, I saw a coyote in my driveway. I'm like, it lives there. It lives up where you live.
You're actually in their home.
Yeah, I'm like, get out of their way. That was like your old place. You had.
Oh, hated it.
Oh my God, it was like wildlife back there.
Full on. There was days where I loved it, where there was one day where my nephew, we're all in the pool, we're swimming. He's doing a little swim lesson. All of a sudden, this deer just hops over the fence and starts eating
the rosebuds.
Yeah, right there in our yard. And we're in
Not
the
even
pool
scared.
just staring at it going, oh my gosh, look at this deer. And then he just took off. We're like, see, days like that, beautiful. I'm like, oh my God, I love it. I live in the hills.
But then a bobcat.
Bobcats.
Yeah.
Freaking coyotes, whole packs just taunting my dog.
And then the sound that they make, you're like, well, that's someone's cat.
Yep.
Like then you haunt you at 4 a.m.
Yeah, hate that.
So that's, but now they're like in the flats too.
Oh, I know.
We live in Toluca Lake. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I'm at the base of a mountain, but I'm very much surrounded by apartments and homes. I see them all the time.
I'm in full-on valley, and they're here too.
They're here. They all live here. So when people alert me, I'm like, we know.
You know what I used to do to try to protect my dog from coyotes?
The coyote vest.
Oh, he had the coyote vest too. Yes, that was one of the things I used to do. So we used to live up in the hills. We had this nice backyard with a pool, and we had a sound system out there. We had some speakers built in. I recorded my friend's pit bull barking.
What?
So I put on my voice notes, I record him just a vicious bark, like, and I'm riling it up, getting him like barking real, like, oh yeah, he's full on. I record it. Then every time I would let my dog go out potty at night, I play it on the loudspeakers outside. This vicious dog barking to try to scare away any lingering coyotes. I'd be like, roo, 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 roo. All the crazy, and then I'd be like, okay, Bonzo, go ahead.
Yeah. Because Bonzo would never do that.
Yeah.
Well, is Bonzo's not scared of other dogs?
I mean, one-on-one, he's fine with dogs. And it depends. It depends on the dog. If you're a cool vibe, he's a vibe. If you're not, then he don't like you either.
I try to, like, we have 3 dogs, and I...
Tell everybody your dog's names.
Okay. So the dogs that are left...
Very sad
year. Is our first one is Dolce. He's cute. We named him Dolce because he's very sweet, but he's also Diablo because he's a Chihuahua from the shelter, so he flips on a dime. Loves to pee on everything, and then he's like a pit bull, but in a terrible tiny body. And then our second one is Gemma. She is a doll. I named her after the lady that does my Botox, and then because I love her and she's so good, right? And then I'm due. And then my third is Taco Bella, and that's because I love Taco Bell. And I love Taco Bell. It's my favorite restaurant besides Mr. Chow. And I named her that because she's like a little burrito. She's so cute.
Aww. Are they all Chihuahuas?
They're all like some sort of mix of like a Chihuahua and something else.
Yeah.
Taco Bella is a Chiweenie, which is a dachshund and a Chihuahua. She's long and long hair.
Those are her 2 favorite dogs.
Oh my God, she's a cream Chiweenie from Mexico. She was on her deathbed, and we lied about her papers. I paid $60 to some rando in Zihuatanejo, put her in a cat bag, and brought her back. And then she gave all of us ringworm, which was so fun.
Stop.
Yeah, I had to rub like ball fungal cream on my like neck and chest.
No, how?
To get rid of it. Because she was like riddled with like worms and all kinds of stuff. Because Mexico street dogs.
Yeah.
And the vet was like, she's going to die. I'm on the board of a rescue down there. I was like, I can't let her die. She's so cute. Yeah. She was 1 pound.
Oh my goodness.
Like she was the size of that Labubu.
And you held her in your bosom and ringworm just between.
Oh yeah, she would sleep on my neck.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you guys photos. And she was so tiny and her little ribs were hanging out. And she was so teeny.
Baby.
Can you imagine a tiny, creamy dachshund Chihuahua?
And then your neck was swollen when you woke up.
You're like, ooh. And then Walter and I remember getting that rash because I was a cheerleader, and in high school, we would all use the wrestlers' mats to do our gymnastics and stretch on.
No.
And all those nasty teenage boy wrestlers with the ringworm. We all got ringworm.
Ew.
Yep.
At least it's
not a worm.
No.
They call it that because it's in a circle.
It's more like a rash.
It's a rash.
And it's pretty easy to get rid of.
Yeah. I mean, I got bed bugs before from a hotel, which was so horrific. And I was allergic to the bites. No. And the doctor was like, you have to put Vagisil on it because the burning, it's like so intense, the itching, it drives you crazy. And I told Walter, I am not going to our neighborhood Ralph's where I know everyone and picking up a vat of Vagisil and checking out with that. What if I see someone? It's like, I don't want them thinking, I'm like, got some like itchy digs. So I was like, listen, you go and you get it. So Walter goes to Ralph's.
Clears the shelf of Vagisil.
I was like, get all the Vagisil you can.
Do you have any more in the back?
It's for my wife. Like, so he comes back and he was like, oh my God, you'll never forget who I saw when I was there. I was like, I told you. He goes, Newman from Seinfeld. I was like, I told you, every time we go to Ralph's, we see celebrities. I'm not going to be waiting in line with 64 ounces of veggies.
It's for a women's shelter I'm donating.
I know, and he was like, it's for my wife. I'm like, don't say it like that. Say it because I got bed bugs. He's like, this whole thing is a disaster.
That doesn't make it better. Say it's because I got bed bugs. It's for my ringworm. It's not my badge.
I mean, it's like when you travel, like, just be prepared, be prepared. And especially when you go to like off the grid little places. I mean, they're magical, but like, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, luckily I've gotten the water in my mouth there multiple times and nothing has happened. But like, besides that, ringworm, bed bugs, I mean, it's so pretty down there.
Highly recommend.
I mean, I'm not on the board of tourism. That's but yeah, I do rescue dogs from there. So if anyone wants one, hit me up.
If you want a
Labubu nail products, a rescue
Chihuahua.
dog. Not ringworm and not bed bugs.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so through all of your businesses that you've owned, I'm sure some were super successful. Some you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
All your choices that you've made, all your struggles that you've been through. Tell me something that you're grateful for throughout, whether it's a person. Give me 3 things. Give me 3 things that you're grateful for throughout this journey of yours.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, number one, I have to say Walter. I feel like I won the husband lottery. I really do. I am always like, why is he with me? Like, I always feel like, God, he could do so much better. Like, I can't cook. I'm all over the place half the time. I really try to reel it in, but he's been married before, and I know that I'm so opposite of everyone he's been with. And I think laughter for him is what he was missing in his life. And it was more about, I'm not into things as much, and I'm into the joy of life. And I think I brought him to that place because he was so fancy. I mean, he bought his socks at Hermes, and I was like, we're going to Target. He had never been to a Target. I took him to Target for the first time.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, it was really embarrassing though. So we went in there and we were like, he was looking at the prices, and I'll never forget, we were in the men's shoe aisle. Okay. And he's like in Gucci or I don't know, some crap he was shopping on. And he picks up these flip-flops and he liked them. They looked like leather. Okay. And he looks at the price tag and loudly goes, oh my God, these are so cheap. How does this place make money? And the people around us were like, I was like, oh my God. I go, there's people shopping here. He goes, I'm going to get these. I like these. They were like $10.99. We had 3 carts. When we went to the end. And he goes, oh my God, this is going to be like $10,000. It was like $600. He's like, I love Target. Now it's become a problem. He's like, we should go to Target. I'm like, we don't need anything from Target. He's the shopaholic of the family.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. He's the shopaholic. But so there's things, we yin and yang.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for him. I think I'm grateful that I grew up the way I did with my parents, being how they are, which is if you are going to pay to do something like lessons, piano or gymnastics or whatever you want to put your kid in, don't let them quit. No matter how hard it is, no matter if they cry, if they hate it, don't let them quit. Don't be soft. They have to do at least a year. 1 year, because at the end of that year, when they see the progress, they feel proud of themselves. They can show someone the song that they can play. They can show their cartwheels. They can do their dance routine. They can sing. They can do, come to my baseball game, whatever it is. I think that's the biggest thing that I see, that so many people go, God, I wish I spoke French, or I wish I wouldn't have given up on piano, because their parents sort of let them. And my dad was a soccer coach. He started a soccer program in our hometown because, he's foreign, so there was no soccer. My mom started a adult literacy volunteers.
Wow.
They were my mom was a Peace Corps volunteer. So that's how she met my dad. So I come from a family of very driven people that no one was allowed to give up at all.
Wow.
Even when it was really hard. Gymnastics was very hard on me, but I was grateful because I got to go to college for free.
Wow.
So it's like, things like that. I look back and think, yeah, there's some questionable tactics. Like my coach, Mr. Bill, would sit on my back so my splits would be lower, but things like that. I can still do a split though at 47. So thanks, Mr. Bill.
I believe you actually did a split at my birthday party, my 40th birthday party.
I wore my cheerleading outfit from high school.
Yeah.
I mean, the back was not buttoned or zipped up. I had on 7 layers of Spanx, which I took off in the car before we left.
You cut them just.
I literally, it was like an emergency. They were so tight. I wore my cheerleading uniform, and I still have my jacket, which I wear sometimes. I love it because it looks cool.
Yeah.
Like it looks like something you would buy.
I wish I still had mine. Why don't I have one?
Wait, what? You can have it back.
No. You keep it. You keep it. I'd much rather have.
You should have the jacket.
I have one. I have to have one somewhere. There has to be one somewhere. It's probably in my attic or something.
I mean, it has Bonzo on it.
Yeah. It's in my attic somewhere.
Okay.
I have to have
I
one.
love it. But so yeah, because of that. But yeah, I'm glad I have very strong parents. And this year, both of them almost died. I had to go back and forth to my house 5 times to upstate New York. my dad was given a shot, but he had COVID at the time. He got a flu shot and it spiked his protein and gave him Guillain-Barré syndrome.
What is that?
It's where it paralyzes your body, and he couldn't speak or talk. And since he's in his 80s, they thought he had a stroke. They didn't know he's like a fit guy that goes for walks, and they thought he was like an old guy. And they put him in a nursing home against no one knew, so we couldn't find him. It was the most horrific time of my life, and it was like 6 months into opening the club. And my brother is a touring musician. My sister works for Live Nation. We're all over, and we're on tour schedules. It's like, we have to figure this out. And my mom got COVID, and they were going to intubate her because it got so bad that she got pneumonia, and she's in her 80s, weighs not even 100 pounds, like 90 pounds.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh my God, they're like, you have to come home now. We don't think she's going to make it. And I'm like, what is going on? This cannot be real. And I just remember, oh my God, I might cry. I just remember waking up and like praying to God. Like, I never pray like that. But I was like, please, 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 please let them live. Like, let me just get home and figure this out. It was so hard. And then Christmas was really hard because my dad was in the nursing home. It was crazy. And I'm going through all of this, running the businesses. And I was like, okay, it can't get any worse than this. It can only get better. And I remember telling my dad, I will get every one of the kids to come home for Christmas for the first time in a million years if you can, and you can get out of this facility. And he had this spark, and he just willed himself into getting up and getting on his walker and going for walks. And right before Christmas, they let him out.
Wow.
And we all went home, and it's been a lot, but my dad is now walking. It doesn't use his walker as much, which is huge. Unfortunately, my mom fell and shattered her shoulder. So I went back home. I mean, it's been a year, you guys. Wow. It has been a year, but I have very strong parents. They raise strong kids. So, internally, it's a disaster, but on the outside, guys. So yeah, no, I have good willpower. And then third, I'm just grateful that I have my health. I know I always sound like I'm sick, but I have a scratchy voice. It's naturally like that. People are always like, oh my God, you sound like you're dying. I'm like, thank you.
Should you go home? You're all, why?
Yeah. The worst is when the other day, someone at my club was like, oh my God, you sound terrible. Are you okay? And I'm like, that's my real voice.
No.
And the guy was
you
like,
sound terrible.
Yeah. He goes, you sound terrible. Are you all right? You overworked your voice. I go, nope, I just have a naturally raspy voice. And he goes, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's okay.
You're like, I'm sorry that I sound so sexy.
Yeah. Oh, and then another person told me that I sound like Anthony Fauci.
No.
I was like, wow.
Oh my God.
I was like, the sex appeal is just raising through the roof. What's next? RFK Jr. I mean, literally, the twin sisters from The Simpsons of Marge, the two, Patty and Selma or Thelma, whatever her name is. It's just gotten worse and worse. Like, it used to be cute. Like, people would be like, oh my God, you sound like Drew Barrymore. And then it just turned into, Anthony Fauci. I'm like, thank you.
How times have changed.
Yeah, it's changed. But yeah, so I guess health for the time being.
Yeah.
Walter, parents, health.
Yeah. These are good ones.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God. What day is it? What time is it?
Yeah.
Happy hour. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Oh, and then all the studies come out that alcohol kills you and causes cancer and it's liquid poison. And I'm like, don't tell that to French people or to people in Rome or to people. I mean,
yeah.
At this point, I'm like, everything kills you.
Everything kills you. Everything gives you cancer. Everything kills you. Everything we eat, you're going to die. If you have your phone charged when you're using it, I'm like, I should have been dead like at least 10 years ago. Yeah. With my lifestyle, how am I still here? Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see, guys, if I'm coming back for a guest on season whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Danielle, where are we at?
We're at 1:15.
1:15. All right. So we don't need a voicemail or anything. Yeah. Okay, great. I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation and having you on the podcast. I started off the podcast saying that I've wanted you on this podcast to share your story because I love to share your story. It's just, you're such a boss babe. You're very inspiring. You're a gem, like an actual rare gem in this city, in this industry. Yeah. But I mean, you really are. Like, there's not a lot of people like you. And like when you started this podcast saying, I choose joy in the morning, you ooze that when you're around people. Anytime I'm with you, even when you're stressed, when you're going through things, and you text me the other night, you were like, come by the club. And I'm like, all right, I'm coming. And it was so great to just be in your presence, and you got your laptop and your work, you're at the club, there's a drag show going on, and you're just full on, just like boss babe, just hold on, keys, hold on, here's all this stuff happening. And I don't know, you just inspire me, and I'm grateful for you.
Oh my God, well, I'm grateful for you too, so thank you. That means a lot. And in a world where compliments are like very, few, it is true. I find myself I never really get compliments. I feel like I'm the one that is always, because it's hard when you're running a business. You always have to tell your staff, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much for just showing up, or the comics who have a great set. Oh my God, that was amazing. Yeah. Or people that do singing shows there. Oh my God, you killed it. And people are always like, thank you, the club's great. And I feel like the club is my child, and the club gets lots of compliments, but don't forget about the mommy.
Yeah, yeah.
So you know how it is. Like, how many times were people like, oh my God, Rosie is a doll. She's gorgeous. And then you're like, she is. You're like, what about this? she's gorgeous and amazing too. So don't forget.
No, I really do. I love you. I'm inspired by you. You're so incredible. And I think a lot of people are really going to be inspired by your story, and even just your business tips that you've given out. I mean, if you're going to learn business tips from anybody, from somebody who has the ideas and makes them happen.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much. This has been truly Funjelah.
Yeah. And on that note, we'll see you next time.